Do you know what this is? Or this? Or this? Don't be deceived. These actually show how we make decisions. Though we'd like to think we're rational, almost all evidence shows otherwise. I am one great example of this. When I considered whether to go to university or not, the only methods that came to my mind were what I've always done. So, can someone tell me what to do? I asked around and, unfortunately, got two completely opposite answers. Not cool. So, step 2. Did I choose one option in the past? Well, no, I didn't, obviously. So, unfortunately, I was left with just one possibility. To bawl my eyes out, heave, then pick something at random. And I was halfway through step 2 when I came upon a surprisingly rational process, which, unlike its predecessor, uses coherent strategies to arrive at thought-through solutions. So, for a little preview, we'll split our decision into results we want from it. Then, we'll consider and question each of them using a few keystones from psychology. Once we did so, we'll use Apple's creativity method to generate tens or even hundreds of different options. When we're satisfied with the amount and quality of each, we'll take the best ones and join them into one answer that solves our problems and hopefully does so in the best way possible. So, to start, go to some online note-taker. I personally recommend Notion because it's free and it has toggle functionality, which will help us with idea generation. Anyway, once you're ready, write your decision on the very top, like so. Then ask, what do I want most from this decision? Well, in my case, it's to learn new things, connect with new, interesting people, and always have a lot of money. With the basics set up, let me tell you a secret. These wants are actually lying to us. Because without our knowledge, they actually all fulfill one of the 4 things that determine whether we're miserable or happy with life. The first of them is stability. You feel safe, free, and in control of yourself. The second, social expression. You feel accepted, understood, and supported by others. The third one, stimulation. You feel excitement, interest, and novelty in life. And the fourth one, bodily needs. You have enough food, water, warmth, and more. Stability, excitement, connection, and sustenance are the basis for all our behaviors, and we'll use this fact right now to discover which of them influence our wants the most. So start by clicking on something called the Needs Translator in the description below. We must get this first because no one really knows what pretentious words like stability and stimulation mean. That's why the definitions below them will help us. Anyway, with this list in place, let's come back to our example and then ask, how does this connect to my needs? And though this seems kind of complex, with the help of our list, this becomes very simple because all we have to do here is look at the words and find the ones which best fit with the ones we wrote earlier. For me, it's support and excitement because my main goal in learning, well, anything, is so I'm interested in it, and to somehow use my knowledge to help others. So using these 2 words, that's what I'll write down. Then, for meeting new people, my reasons were to get more connection, empowerment, and creativity. And for having a lot of money, my reasons were to have the freedom to do what I want, be capable of supporting my friends and family, and be safe from danger. With our needs written down, we're ready to get creative. And to do this, let me ask you a crucial question. Is going to university the only way to learn new things, develop skills that excite you, find ways to support others and fulfill their needs? Well, no, it isn't. And this is a huge advantage for our creativity. Because if we allow ourselves to consider the whole range of opportunities we have, we can find hundreds of different ways to achieve the same things, but maybe do it better and faster. And this process begins very simply with the question, how could I achieve this? So let's think about it. How could I find skills that excite me besides just the university? Because we know that already. Well, I could research different subjects and through this figure out what I'm interested in. But let's consider this more deeply. So let's again ask, how could I achieve this? Well, I could take 1 hour out of each day to research some career or area I'm interested in. This would definitely be a great way to test whether I actually enjoy the things I want to do or not. I could also buy guidebooks or textbooks which teach me the basic concepts behind various topics I'm interested in. I could ask different people what their jobs are like. I could watch videos which give overviews of the topics I'm interested in. I could even find online courses which directly teach the skills I'd like to develop. Places like MIT OpenCourseWare, Harvard's edX, or even Stanford's Coursera, for example. Anyway, with these 5 options already in place, let's assume that I'm no longer inspired to find more. So let's close this and find more broader ideas. So then, what are other ways to develop and find skills that excite me besides just researching them? Well, maybe I could discuss my ideas and interests with others, or even the public. And for a little tangent, this is the exact origin of this YouTube channel. I thought this was a good idea, so here I am. But coming back to the point, I had some ideas about internships, entrepreneurial projects, and even going to a different country. Though this step is so simple, it's literally asking how, you may still have trouble finding any answers to this because we're not really used to being creative. So here are a few tips to aid in your creativity. So my first tip is, for answering your how questions, you can absolutely use the internet. Sometimes it's useful, sometimes it's not. 2, don't judge the ideas you wrote down. Our minds naturally hate change. That's why they often judge new ideas as stupid or dangerous. So with our options in place, let's start combining them into one whole vision. So let me show you what I wrote. Okay, here it is. As you can see, there are 3 different sections. One is learning and earning, good rhyme, creativity and security, and socializing. So, for learning and earning, I wrote that I'd like to focus on creating a functional YouTube channel that develops my communication skills and writing skills, as well as allows me to create an audience interested in my future goals. Though I didn't write it the first time I did this, the reason I wanted to do this also is to fulfill my need for excitement, so I learn a lot of things while doing this, hopefully. And the second reason would be that I'd create many more opportunities to communicate and support others through my venture here. So that's 2 more fulfilled needs, which I explicitly defined as important for me. But coming back, I'd also consider doing a blog because I want to have more ways to present useful information and give you and I a chance to communicate more personally through some kind of newsletter perhaps. And here comes the surprise. If this works out, I can definitely go to university for a few months to get more contacts with peers and perhaps generally explore areas I'm curious about. Sure, it's a very strange way to find new relationships. It's like buying access to other people. But strange doesn't limit us. Our only criteria for making decisions is the results we get over the time we spend on it. But anyway, coming back, if none of this works out, I'd probably focus on web development and real estate, because both of these things are relatively stable. I already have experience in the former, and I always had an interest in the latter. On the topic of housing, I could go and live in a stable Spanish-speaking country for at least a year or so to, using my grandma's third favorite word, to immerse myself in Spanish and learn it. This wouldn't be much of a problem because I have a mobile job. Then the main points of the other 2 sections are, first, that I will save as much money as I can right now because I don't have much of it, and I'd like to continue working on this for a long time. And the second one is that I'll try to be as accepted and positive within my conversations as I can. As far as I found, that's one of the best ways to improve your social relations. And here, I'll also do a little bit more research because I want to find out exactly why and when I'm making a social mistake when instead I could be improving our relations. So do you get this? We're basically creating an essay that explains what ideas we're going to use and the needs they will fulfill. Alright, so I showed you the whole process, and you know what that means? The video is done. Good luck with your own decision, and I'll see you in the next video.